Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Probably 2.5 years or so ago, I did a review on this knife here from Eafengrow. It's the EF135. Fantastic knife, and pretty much right after the review, I put it in my camping tote, and I have used this thing dozens, maybe hundreds of times over the last couple of years. Everything from cutting tomatoes while we're camping to making kindling. Everything that you would do at camp, cutting cordage, whatever it might be, this knife has been used a ton. I have honestly beat on this thing, and it still practically looks brand new. So today I have another fixed blade from Eafengrow to share with you guys, and the model is the EF135. This knife looks to be pretty awesome. It's kind of like a bushcraft survival type knife, but it can be used for camping and all kinds of other purposes. So if you're interested in learning about it, stick around. We'll do a real quick unboxing, go over all the features and specifications. We'll put this knife to use, and then I'll give some thoughts on it at the end. So this knife is available on Amazon, and it comes just in this plain black box. There's no lettering other than that little sticker on the back. That is it. Let's use another Eafengrow to cut into this. This is the EF121. I've had this, I don't know, maybe a couple of years. All right, let's see what all is inside here. So it looks like we have the knife and then some type of sheath. You know, a lot of other companies do put their logos all over the box. They'll include stickers or like cards down in here, maybe like the microfiber bags or cleaning cloths. All that stuff adds to the cost, and most of that stuff you're never going to use at all. Like those storage bags, I've never put one of my knives in those. And so Eafengrow doesn't include that, but their cost is so much cheaper than a lot of the other knives. So before we get into the knife itself, I will show you around the sheath here. It is a Kydex sheath. It has almost like a Tech-Lock type of clip on it here. Lots of holes in it. You could put paracord or whatever to maybe tie it around a leg. This type of system right here, basically you slide it over and then you push on this, and then it opens that up, and then your belt's going to go through here, and then these are adjustable for the width of your belt. And as you can see, it's attached right here. You can obviously then move it to different positions, and then you can, so it's designed right now to be worn vertically, but you can actually move this and rotate it to where it can be worn horizontally. And then once it's on your belt and you snap it in place, you slide this over to the lock position, and then no matter what, it won't basically open up until you slide it back. The old one that they used to use, you would have to rotate this down and then squeeze the sides to open that up. So I actually kind of prefer this newer design, and the retention of this sheath is great. There's absolutely no rattle. You don't have to worry about that knife sliding out. Even if you wore it upside down, maybe on a vest or something like that, you do not have to worry about this thing falling out. That is in there tight. I'll let you guys hear the snap here, so you know that thing is in there. But at the same time, there's enough of like a thumb rest or break right here that you can push on that and pull that out easily. All right, let's take a look at this EF135 here. You can see it does have a lot of oil on the blade. I'm going to have to clean that up. Overall, though, it is an absolutely beautiful knife. So some of the numbers on this EF135, we are looking at a total length of 10.8 inches. Blade length of 6.4 with a handle length of 4.4 inches. We have a blade width or blade height of 1.77 inches. We have a blade thickness of 0.24 inches, which is just over 6 millimeters. And then we have a handle thickness of 0.81 inches, which is just over 20 millimeters. We are looking at a total weight of 13.7 ounces. If we add in that sheath, 18.2 ounces total. I know I've already said just how beautiful this knife is, but it is really well designed, just super balanced, just feels great in the hand. Clearly we have a drop point blade here. They are using DC53 steel. Again, we have the little model number there and the Eafengrow logo there, so it's not like plastered all over it. I told you that the blade thickness was 6 millimeters, and it is a full tang all the way through. And even some of that comes out through here at the bottom of the handle, which it just works really well. Like when you grip onto that, you're feeling a little bit of it, and then the handles as well, but it just feels great. This has a black stone wash finish on it, which again looks really good. We have a fuller here on both sides. A little bit of a wedge design. Can you see kind of how they cut that right there at the very top? It does have a flat grind, which looks to be pretty well done. We have some jimping up on top here in a couple different places. Not exactly sure what the side jimping's for. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure on that, but the top feels pretty aggressive. We have a finger choil here. Again, this is so if you want to do some, like precision type work, like feather sticking or something like that. And as you can see, we have a finger guard right here to kind of prevent your hand from sliding forward. It's also kind of grooved back here, so it kind of locks your fingers in place. As I mentioned, it is a full tang, but you can see there are a couple holes here. So you can put some paracord or something through here, but you can also then make a D guard if you'd like to kind of again secure the hand on there. And last thing to mention is that the handle grips are G10. It's two-tone, so you have like almost like a red liner that's in there. You can see like these raised areas. They do have a texturing on there. So again, when it's in your hand, it feels really secure. And both the top and bottom are kind of like slightly rounded, so it doesn't really have any hot spots when it's in your hand. All right, let's see how this EF135 does right out of the box with some cutting tasks. Pretty clean on that. That was me not going all the way through right there at the end. Try something just a touch thicker. This is an index card. Just have some rope here next. Shouldn't have any trouble with this. What I always like to do is just kind of see how hard I have to pull to get it to go through. Very easy. This rope here is like that plasticky kind, and a lot of knives have a hard time going through this. Like sometimes I have to pull 4 or 5 times. Let's see what this is like. Yeah, I went through it on the first time. Try it one more time here. Yeah, pretty easily. Got a plastic zip tie here. Again, see how hard I have to pull. Right through it. No trouble at all. Alright, we'll take this stick here. It's a little bigger than thumb width. Kind of see what it's about here. Maybe try to make a tent stake or something out of it. So let's see what we can get. All right, we'll take the same piece and try to chop through it. Alright, try to get some shavings. So again, I'll kind of come down here and we'll try to do a little bit smaller stuff. You could also use the spine here to throw some sparks. I don't know how well the camera will pick this up out here in the daylight, but all right, let's try splitting a piece of wood here. So hopefully seeing the knife in use with some of those practical tasks was beneficial for you guys. I actually beat up on this knife a lot off camera. Basically I was like plunging the tip into a big chunk of wood, seeing if I could like damage the end of this, and other than just being a little bit dirty and stuff right now, it took the abuse pretty well. I even took the cutting edge, which you're not supposed to do, on that striker rod, to see if I could do any damage to that, and it left a couple marks over here. Kind of basically took some of the finish off, but overall the edge still looks just about like it did when it came out of the box. I'm gonna get this blade cleaned back up real quick. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that you can just take any type of like cooking oils, whether it's vegetable oil, canola, olive oil, whatever, and clean your blades with those. It's a food grade or food safe oil. All right, wipe that down and we're looking basically as good as new. So overall, I really like this EF135. It is well balanced. The ergonomics is really good. It's sharp. It's a knife that can do most tasks. I'm not really into bushcrafting, so I can't say for certain that this would do everything you need it to do out there. I would not try, cutting down a tree with this. That's what an axe is for. There's other tasks that a hatchet's good for. I plan to replace that Eafengrow 123 that I use in my camping tote with this EF135. So like I mentioned earlier, this knife is available on Amazon. It's coming in around $60. But there is a 10% off coupon code, bringing it down to about $54, which I think is a fantastic price. And I will leave that link down in the video description in case you guys want to find out more information on it or pick one up. But all right, guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.